Okay, I'm going to make a quick video on how to turn this this bottle and score it and cut it and make it into nice, really cool cups and glasses and mugs or shooters, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. A friend of mine saw a video somewhere and wanted to do it. But as you can see, this is a sky bottle glass cut out of a bottle, just like so. It's not too hard. There's several methods to doing it. The string method, which I don't really find to be really good. It just doesn't make as clean cuts as I've seen these make. But it's really simple. The first thing you want to do anytime you make an instructional video on YouTube, you want to make sure you have a clean countertop, because we all know that everybody in the world always lives in a perfectly clean house and kitchen all the time. So you want to keep that idea alive. Excuse me. But first tool you need actually is it's a bottle scoring device, whatever the name of it is. It's just a glass cutter on a jig that you can unscrew these wing nuts, and this will slide for the depth of the bottle, and you can adjust the height of where you want your score and cut to be. If you want a shorter glass or a taller glass, whatever the case is. Some people I've even seen, they cut the bottoms off of those, and they have a whole bunch of these, and they make really cool chandeliers. So it's really kind of a cool little thing you can do. If you have any leftover vodka in the bottle, I want to rinse it out because you're going to be putting a flame to it. It's actually kind of neat whenever the vodka gets really hot. But first thing you do, you want to take the label off of your glass. Reason being is when you score the glass, it doesn't quite get through the label. As you can see, I made a video just a minute ago, and I decided to remake this. I tried to cut through the label, and it didn't actually make a very clean cut. So, but this is still sandable. This is still workable. You can still sand something like that. If it doesn't break even, it's not a failure. So, but this is workable. But I wanted to make another video to show you how clean of a cut you can actually make. So, what I'm going to do here, I've already got the height adjusted to where I want to make my cut. This little arm is, I don't really know what it's for, but anyway, I guess it's just to kind of hold it in place. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to set my bottle in position here. I've got my little arm to hold the bottle. There. And all I'm going to do is run the glass. I'm just going to spin the bottle, and make that you can even hear the score happen. You don't have to push really hard. Just a nice. You just turn it. You can hear the score going through the glass. It's not actually cutting through the glass. It's just making a line and a weak point. So once you get back to your original point, that's probably going to make a slight little run in the glass, nothing major, but you can see the score. It's really light, and it goes all the way around. Next thing, I'm going to go ahead and turn my water on. You need cold water running, and I'm going to light my fire. Torch lit. It doesn't have to be a big, huge flame. Just something nice and simple. Just something to keep the heat going. And all you're going to do is you're going to take your score line, you're going to put it over the flame where the heat can get it. It doesn't have to be directly in the flame, but just sort of on the outside of the little lick of the flame there. And you're going to rotate your glass around and around and around. Just a few times. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You may see my hand, the bottle bouncing on my hand a little bit because my hand's a little wet. But maybe a few passes, I'm gonna run her in the water. Some of you may have actually heard the clink of the glass when the glass hit the cold water, and that was the sound of the score line actually breaking through. So I'm gonna put it back in the water, or in the fire. Just gonna keep rotating. Usually takes about 3 passes, maybe 4. If you get your hand a little wet, it slides, the bottle slides in your hand a little better and doesn't bounce. Make a few more passes, get it nice and hot, pull it off again. Through trial and error and the infinite wisdom of my wife, I found that the more patient you are with this, the better it works. Who'd have known? It just takes a little bit of time, and actually when the glass finally gives way, it's sort of surprising. You can see the score line in the glass already, and it's almost all the way through. I just see a couple of light points. And this one's taking a few more passes, but like I said, patience is kind of key here on making this work properly. Still waiting for it to break. And there we have it. All right, sweet. Okay, glass is still pretty hot. It's nice and steaming, and it looks like got a small break in it. A small run that went outside of the cut line, but it's not a big deal, because what you're going to do once you're done with this is you're actually going to sand it down. You're going to sand it down to where you don't have the sharp edges to cut yourself. I've seen some people actually turn these into little wine glasses or whatever it is. You can put a little bottom on the bottom. You have a little cool little wine glass. But that's how you do it. And once you finish sanding and get all your edges down, you'll have a really smooth edge. You can see the slight bevel of it if my camera will focus in. Hello. But you can take it down. You have a nice drinkable edge, or whatever else you want to do if you want to make a vase out of it. We made made several. You can actually get really creative with these. There's an old Captain Morgan's one. Some of you guys may want to keep the paper labels. It's really difficult. We actually put a sealer over this that didn't quite take as well as we wanted it to, but so we just kind of kept the cup. I used a bigger one over there to actually hold my cooking utensils in. But I really like the ship on the back of the glass. It made a really cool effect with the Captain Morgan on the top. Absolute glasses and bottles are really popular, really cool. You can cut it through here, or any vodka bottles are really cool. You can get them in all kinds of shapes and sizes and designs. Grey Goose and Belvedere, they're really popular. But just get creative with it, and hope that video was really cool, and now you have a really cool way to experiment and practice on cutting some glass.